During his long and outstanding profession as a jockey, Jake Barton has seen all the ups and downs with being a rider. Jake sits as a board of director on the Jockeys Guild here in Canada, and we recently sat down and asked him about pensions, the dangers, and why he does what he does.
First of all, because it's something you love to do. I mean, ever since I was just a kid, I've always liked going fast, and from when I was riding motorcycles to it gets in your blood, and it's tough to get out.
How dangerous is it?
The longer you go in your career, it's something that's in the back of your mind. I mean, you understand the possibilities of getting hurt and that, but no, as far as being out there, if you start thinking about that all the time, you're not going to be as successful as a rider.
All jockeys make a lot of money?
No, absolutely not. There's just a handful. I mean, you see the guys like McCarrans and Jerry Baileys. Those are in the limelight. Those are guys you see every day, making the big money. But guys that just do it every other, like around here now, they'll be lucky if they make $20,000, $30,000 a year.
Break down the wages.
Out of my paycheck, 25% naturally goes right to the government, and that's just right off the top of my check. Another 25% before I even pay the government goes to my to my agent. Some guys pay their valet 10%, 5%. That's all set up with the original valets that you're working for, but a big chunk goes to that. And then your other expenses on top of that for like tax and all that. So on average, if you take home 20% of your paycheck, that your paycheck says you're doing good.
Pension plans.
And what's that? We just don't have a pension plan. So everything that we make, if we don't put some aside, when it comes time to retire now, you don't have a pension coming to you. So you have to be very smart with your money while you're making.
Injury pay?
We have the Jocks Guild that you belong to, and you'll make so much off that a month or whatever, but it's really not comparable to what you're going to make riding. And other insurances don't really, it's tough for them to cover you because we are in such a high demand sport and such a physically active sport that a lot of insurance companies kind of want to stay away from us.
Would it be safe to say most riders are lucky if they get 300 a week when they get hurt?
Oh yeah, I think that's about the going rate, 300 to 400 a week. The more horses you ride in a year, obviously you're paying more money into our guild, so you're going to make a bit more than a guy that might only ride 100 horses a year, but on the average, you're lucky to make 400.
What happens when a jockey's career is over?
Whatever they can find, if they haven't put any away, and even if you have put something away, you still have to do something because you don't make enough to make it so that you can just say, oh, when I'm done riding, I'm just done. You're going to have another job.
Jake, other sports have guidance plans for their athletes for when they retire.
I'd really like to see that happen. I don't know if it'll ever happen in my career, but for these younger guys coming up and stuff, we really need to take a very serious look at stuff like that, like pensions and guidance thingies to help them out. So if they don't make it as a rider or their career is falling short by injury or something, that they do know how to come back and they do something else.
How difficult is it to maintain a decent riding weight for most jockeys?
Oh, it's tough. Ask yourself one thing, go to a grade school playground and look at the kids. Look how big the kids are these days. They're just not little people in the world anymore, so there's naturally going to have to be something done if this business is going to continue.
Jake, a typical day for yourself and other riders begins how early and when does it end?
Well, I get up anywhere from 4:30 to 5 in the morning. I come in the morning, get on my horses that need to be worked out. After that, on race days, or even before race days, as here we just race 2 days a week, so naturally we're having to hit the box more than just race days, but most of the time they race 5 days a week, so out of those 5 days a week, I'll be in the box pulling weight and getting ready for the race day. I'll get home anywhere at night from 6 to 6:30, play with my kids a bit, and then it's bedtime.
You touched on 2 days. How tough is that for you and other riders and horsemen?
It's tough on everybody, Tommy. If you come from like when I was around here before, you'd racing 4, maybe 5 days a week. 2 days a week, it's tough for anybody to make a living. And it's really tough on riders like myself that do have weight problems that, that gives you 5 days off and where you're not really, I mean, sure you come in the morning, but you're not in that constant pulling weight every day and you're not, you know, it can get away from you if you're not very close with it. And just even one more day or 2 more days, I'd love to see it get back to 4 days a week. That'd just make everybody, even the whole backside, the owners, the trainers, the jocks, the grooms, it'd make it a lot easier on everybody.
You have 2 kids. Would you be in favor of them being jockeys?
Oh, I hope no. I hope not. I hope they go to school and be a lawyer or a doctor or something. I realize now why my mom told me, don't be doing that, you go to school and get a real job. But no, you know what, if they are, more power to them. I'll support them 100%. Hopefully I can help them out if they decide to. I'm not gonna discourage them from it. If they want to, that's more power to them. But I'd like to see them do something else.